How do you sort out the so-called jargon from real-world practices that work? Do the members of your organization find some business or technology advice utterly confusing? Welcome to Real Talk with Sam Holcman. In this program, we set the record straight, and in terms that business people and technology people can understand. Now, here is your host, Sam Holcman.
Welcome to this edition of Real Talk. I'm Sam Holcman. Thanks for joining me again. And the title of the broadcast is Understanding Both Sides of Artificial Intelligence Use in Enterprise Architecture. And for those of you that are more attuned with business architecture, I want to say to you that this broadcast, all we need to do is to substitute the phrase business architecture for enterprise architecture, because everything I'm mentioning to you right now is also true for business architecture. And what we're seeing is the adoption of artificial intelligence to develop enterprise architectures, and it's transforming the field. But, you know there's a but, it comes at a cost. And that cost is a noticeable decline in traditional competencies in enterprise architecture, and what's even worse is growing skepticism among the stakeholders as to the worth of enterprise architecture. As organizations automate more of the design and decision-making processes, critical human skills such as strategic alignment, stakeholder engagement, and creative problem-solving are being sidelined, raising concerns about the long-term health of the enterprise architecture discipline. Yet, paradoxically, this AI-driven shift makes human enterprise architecture skills more imperative than ever. The complexity of integrating AI with business strategy, ensuring data quality, maintaining ethical governance, cannot be addressed by automation alone. Human, skilled, practitioner-based enterprise architects are needed to provide oversight, interpret AI-generated insight, recognize hallucinations, more accurately, of course, termed fabrications, and ensure that enterprise architectures remain aligned with organizational goals and stakeholder needs. These are capabilities that extend far beyond what exam-based certifications can measure, and this may be part of the problem with AI being used. It's a substitute for people recognizing that taking an exam does not really make you an architect. So what we're seeing is the movement to practitioner-focused enterprise architecture certifications, and it's accelerating in part due to AI. In this new era, enterprise architectures must evolve to stakeholder-focused strategic leaders and trusted advisors. They need to bring the understanding of human consumability to enterprise architectures, business acumen, and cross-functional communication skills to the table, qualities that cannot be automated or reduced to rote exam-taking knowledge. The ability to question, synthesize, and innovate becomes a differentiator, not just for individual enterprise architects, but for the organization that understands that enterprise architecture can guide the organization in achieving organizational goals and, of course, digital transformation. We have to recognize that stakeholder acceptance, as I love to say, getting a seat at the decision-making table, hinges on trust, transparency, and the ability to articulate the value and the limitations of AI-generated or augmented enterprise architectures. Without strong human skills and human leadership and engagement, stakeholder resistance is going to grow, and the risk of misalignment with organizational goals or failed initiatives will increase. Thus, as AI takes a greater role in developing enterprise architectures. What we're seeing is the demand for highly skilled, adaptable, and visionary human enterprise architectures is only intensifying. Their expertise is no longer just a nice to have. It is a strategic imperative for any organization seeking to thrive in the AI-driven world.
No travel? No problem. The Enterprise Architecture Center of Excellence and Business Architecture Center of Excellence are experts in offering distance learning enterprise architecture and business architecture certification workshops throughout the year. Your experience mirrors our face-to-face workshops and are not just remote broadcasts. You will collaborate in teams across the world, just as though you were across the table. For dates and registration, visit EACOE.org and BACOE.org.
Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk. Be sure to join your host, Sam Holcman, again for another edition of our program. We'll have more real topics of discussion then.